Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of the Hyperconscious Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode where we were lucky enough to sit down with Coach AK and go super deep.
Super deep.
Today, for episode number 299, I like the way that sounds.
299.
Yeah, it's crazy. We are going to do a 5-minute clinic on assumptions and why you should be careful making them.
So before we jump into this episode, I'm going to do something a little bit differently today. So I was telling Kevin prior to starting this episode that I want to get 10 full-time one-on-one clients. I'm currently at 7. That means I have 3 spots open. Earlier today, I listened to an audio of someone had messaged Amy, who's been a client of mine. She was actually my first client 2 years ago, and asked about the coaching. And Amy sent an audio reading what she wrote to that person, and it just really touched my heart how much of an impact I've been able to have on Amy, and it's making me want to double and triple down on coaching.
Fire. And if you're looking for a little mentoring, maybe not one-on-one, you can join our private Facebook group. If you go to the hyperconsciouspodcast.com, click join, #HyperconsciousNation, you'll be entered into that private Facebook group, and you can make friends with people who want similar things to you. And you are the sum average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So
Fact.
Spend the time with people that want the same things you do.
Fact.
Not bad, eh?
Not bad.
All right. So today, we're going to talk about assumptions. So when we were choosing our episodes for this week, I thought that I think we all make... Who said it? Was it Tony? Brendan? We don't make bad decisions?
Dave Meltzer.
It was Dave Meltzer.
Yep.
Shout out to the powerful Dave Meltzer. We don't make bad decisions. We make bad assumptions.
Yes.
And I think that looking through my past, looking through my experiences, my relationships, my wins and my losses, a lot of times my assumptions were way off. So
Same.
what I'm going to talk about and what Alan is going to talk about is going to be the opposite side of the Drive to 5. So for me, if you always think something is going to go worse, well, let me reframe it. If something always goes better than you expected and you assume it's going to go terrible, you're never going to take action.
Right.
Right? So I remember when we were in the room at the Groton Inn in the basement. It was a nice room. It wasn't like a basement room. It was a very nice room. But Alan and I are there, 2 hours before our first speech together, and Alan is feverishly putting his PowerPoint together. But I'm
in the bathroom stall on my phone.
In the bathroom stall, but really.
But seriously.
And I'm sitting down in the corner, like, just going over my presentation. I have some music playing, and I'm like, this is going to go horribly wrong. This is going to be bad.
You were so nervous.
I was so nervous. And I didn't, the last week, the best thing I can compare it to is imagine that you have a test coming up in a week, and you don't even know what subject it's on. And every night before you go to bed, you're like, oh, I cannot wait till this week is over. I was counting down the days. But I'll never forget. I will never forget that day. I was freezing but sweating. I was so nervous. My girlfriend was there. Matt was there with his girlfriend. Matt's family was there. Your mom was there, right? There was a lot of people I knew there. And it was like, oh, I don't want to let all these people down. I don't want to let all these people down. And I remember being up there holding the laser pointer and just shaking uncontrollably, and I guess for me, I've always thought things were going to go worse than they did. So it went really well. I got a lot of positive feedback, and I'm really glad I did that, because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have just done a speech. I told Alan that was the first time I've ever been quote unquote on stage alone, but I was on a stage in front of a bunch of people by myself. And that's the first time I've ever done that.
At Top Notch Live, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at Your World Within, you were on the stage, me, you, and Catherine.
That's right.
That's a throwback, too. My goodness.
Right.
But imagine how many things that you're missing out on because you assume it's going to go worse than it actually would. And honestly, I've been doing this with myself and my clients. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, most likely scenario. I think that's a Tim Ferriss thing.
So they teach that in the Air Force. Best case, worst case, most probable case.
I think I heard that from Tim Ferriss, too.
Yeah.
But best case scenario, you blow the speech out of the water. Worst case scenario, you pee your pants and get laughed off the stage. Most likely scenario, you probably do pretty well.
Right.
That, as long as you've prepped for it. So just imagine how many opportunities that you're missing out on because you're afraid that it's going to go horribly wrong. If you shift your mindset to, wow, this didn't go as well as I wanted, but I took action, I think you'll have a completely different life.
Your client, John Laredo, who we had on the podcast, actually did freeze on stage and had to leave. and like
Yeah, he had a panic attack.
Yeah, had a
full-blown panic attack.
Yeah.
And then he went to the bathroom to fight this panic attack, and then everybody that was in the speech went to the bathroom too. So he was like, "Well, this isn't cool."
right, but he still got back, and since then he's spoken on stages with
He
thousands
sent me
of
a
people.
picture today. I'll show it to you when we get off air. It's from behind with him on stage, and it shows the crowd. It's unreasonable.
Wow,
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
unreal. All right, so I have 34 seconds to tell my story. Okay, so on Kevin's end of Drive to 5, his assumption was that it was going to go worse than it was going to go. I'm the opposite, so I assume things are going to go better than they usually go. So in 2016, I am an aspiring men's physique fitness model, right? I'm pretty early in my journey. I do a lot. I do some YouTube research. I come across one video of the WNBF, a novice show in 2015, and I go, "Oh wow, well those people are not in as good a shape as me, so I'm gonna win this show." So I trained for the show, and I made a very bad assumption. So I get on stage and I lose pretty horribly. I think I came in 5th out of 5. No, 5th out of 6. I think I beat one guy. He was like 45 or something like that. And I told everybody I would win. It was really embarrassing. I felt like I let everybody down. My coach had invested a lot of time and energy into me. But the lesson is this. So first of all, do more research. The assumption that I made was that a novice show meant that it was your first time competing. The person who won had done 7 shows prior to that.
Right.
What a novice show really means is that you've never won a novice show. As soon as you win novice, then you have to compete amateur. So I thought everybody was a beginner, so I thought I'd win. It turns out they were not a beginner. They practiced posing. They were way more seasoned than me. So do your research, but I also have written down, don't let that stop you from at least trying. Because what if I had done my research, realized that not everyone's a first-timer, and then allowed the fear of losing to someone who's more seasoned made me not step on stage. So sometimes assuming things will go well will get you to actually take action. And yes, it will hurt when you fail, but as long as you step on that stage. So 2017 comes, and I'm almost done here. And I actually did end up winning that show. And it's funny because the first show, I thought I'd win, and I lost. The second show, I was scared to lose, and I won. That fear forced me to prep way harder. I got a posing coach. I had a nutrition and coach where I checked in consistently, and Kevin predicted that I would win that one. And I did, and I won, even though I thought I'd lose, which is interesting. So assumptions are dangerous. Make sure you do your research, but don't let it stop you if that research does scare you.
And 2 things. So get around somebody who knows the truth. I predicted he would lose his first show. I
Right.
predicted you'd lose your first show, and I predicted you'd win your second. My awareness was higher because I've already done it.
Exactly.
And I was around it a little bit longer. And this is the other thing, too. When we talk about the confidence conundrum, the thing holding you back is uncertainty. If you're on the low end of Drive 5, the thing holding you back is uncertainty. The thing that brings pain to Alan is lack of awareness,
Right.
which is false assumptions. But both of us are making the wrong assumptions. One of us takes action anyway, the other one doesn't. If you're the type of person who is not taking action because your assumptions are scaring you, get a little bit more familiar with what it is you're trying to do. Right? YouTube this, or read a book about this, or Google that, or talk to somebody who knows. That'll be very helpful. What are we doing after this?
Oh,
Should we do a 300 episode wrap up? Or are we going to do...
let's do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Because we were reflecting on all the things we've done, and I think we should...
What if we did the greatest takeaways from 300 episodes?
I like that.
Yeah?
I like that.
Cool.
That's what we're going to do. Guys, 300 episodes. This next episode is episode number 300. I remember episode 1. I literally remember it like it was yesterday. It's amazing that we've made it to 300. And also the other thing is, we're just getting started. So it's only going to get better and better and better from here. And we appreciate you guys tuning in so much, because without you guys, again, this would be nothing.
There is no stopping this train. We appreciate you so much, and we hope you're learning a lot with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will talk to you on episode number 300.
300.
Bye.
Talk soon.